Lesson 12.8 is our final lesson in Chapter 12, found on page 503. And we're going to be problem solving using data displays. Our essential question, how can you use the strategy, draw a diagram to solve problems involving data? The 32 students in the History Club are researching their family history so they can draw a family tree. The data set at the right shows the numbers of aunts and uncles the students have. What is the most common number of aunts and uncles among the students in the club? So that would be the mode, by the way, the most common. Use the graphic organizer to help you solve the problem. All right, so first of all, what do we need to find? All right, we are going to find the most common number of aunts and uncles among the students in the club. The most common number in the data is, okay, well, let's use a dot plot to figure that out. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a couple of zeros. 0, 5, 6, 7. I don't see more than 7 there. All right, so zeros. We have 1. Well, let's do this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ones, we have 1, 2, 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Twos, we have 1, 3, 4, 5. Say 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Threes, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So far 4 is our leader. All right, so 5's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 is 1, 2, just 2. 2 7s, we have 1, and oops, we have an 8. I didn't put an 8 down. Okay, so it's clearly 4. So the most common number in the data set, I said this at the beginning, is called the mode. Most often is how I remember that. M-O, most often, the number that shows up the most often. All right, what information do I need to use? I need to use the number of aunts and uncles. Each student has from the table. I can draw a diagram that shows the frequency, or how often. Frequency means how often something shows up. Of each value in the data set, a good way to show the frequency of each value in a data set is a dot plot, which I did above. Okay, make a dot plot. I did that, and here they have it down here. I guess, okay, so I could do that real quick. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 1. All right, there we go. Use a dot plot to determine the mode. The mode is the data value with the most dots. So the data value with the most dots is 4. So the most common number of aunts and uncles is 4. All right, very good. Moving along, let's try another problem. Looking ahead to see if they give me a dot plot in advance. Okay, the table shows the attendance for the Pittsburgh Pirates' last 25 home games of the 2009 baseball season. What percent of the games were attended by at least 25,000 people? Okay, so there's our chart. What do we need to find? The percent of all the games that at least 25,000 people, oops, I'm not on the screen there, attended. What information do I need to use? The data in this table right here. The data of attendance in the table right up there. All right, how will I use this information? Okay, so because the numbers are, I mean, it's not simple like 1 through 10. We've got numbers like 12 and 36 here. So the easier way to handle this is to set up intervals or chunks of numbers. So we're going to choose intervals. Let me move this over. Choose intervals or chunks of numbers for the data. Find the frequency, or what happens most often. All right, find the frequency, and then we're going to make a histogram, if you remember that from an earlier lesson. With the information. Okay, so now let's go ahead and solve the problem. Let's set up a frequency table. So let's go like this. Split this in half. We're going to say this is attendance. And this is the frequency, or how often it happens. Frequency. All right, so let's go 10 to 14, 15 to 19, 20 to 24. Notice that the intervals are all the same, right? There's 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. The intervals need to be the same quantities, or the same chunks. There we go, that's a better word. So this would be what, 25 to 29. I'm gonna have to make this bigger. 30 to 34. Let's make this just a little bit bigger, longer for our last chunk. We have 35 to 39. Okay, so our intervals have to be the same chunks, or our data will be skewed, or our results will be skewed. Okay, so 10 to 14, the number that we have from 10 to 14. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, so 4, and so on. Okay, I'm going to fill in the rest of the chart. And this is 11, this is 5, this is 3, 1, and 1. Okay, so clearly this is the most often. Okay, so we made our frequency table. Now we're going to find our percents. Okay, so the number of games with attendance of at least 25,000 would be okay, I went ahead and took the time to draw the histogram. So here are our interval chunks, 10 to 14, 15 to 19, 20 to 24, and so on down at the bottom. I numbered this 1 through 12 because our biggest number is 11. All right, so the 10 to 14 is a 4. 15 to 19 is histogram. The bars are supposed to touch is an 11, so that goes all the way up here. All right, 20 to 24 is a 5, so that's right there. Should come across to the 5. 25 to 29 is a 3. So right there. 30 to 34 is a 1. And 35 to 39 once again is another 1. So that's what our histogram looks like. Now the this looks a little focused, or not focused. There we go. All right, so now the 25, we're looking for the percent that's 25,000 or more. Well, that's just these last 3 bars here in order to find our percent. So let's say that's 3 plus 1 is 5, right? Plus 1 are 25,000 or more attendees at the game. And we had a grand total of 25 data points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the percent would be 5 divided by 25, which equals 0.2, or 20% of the last 25 home games were attended by at least 25,000 people. So the answer is 20% of the last 25 home games were attended by 25,000 people. Okay, on this page, for number 1, we're going to do a dot plot again to figure out which shows up the most times. So zeros, we have 1. We can do little X's instead of dots if that's faster and easier. For 1, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5. 2s, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3s, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4s, we have 1, 2, and 5s, we have 1. Okay, the table shows the number of goals scored by the Florida Panthers National Hockey League team in the last 20 games. What's the most common number? Draw the dot plot, use the dot plot. The value 2 appears the most times, 6 times. So the most common value for the Panthers was a 2. This one, you're going to draw a histogram of the hockey data. So just like before, you're going to set up the table. We'll do intervals of 0 to 1, 2 to 3, 4 to 5. Let's make that a little bigger. And we want to go from 1 to 5 on the side. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And make our histogram. So 0 to 1 is what, 6? Oh, let's do a 6. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 altogether for 0 to 1. Oh, maybe I should have made this much bigger. Yeah, this should have been much bigger. Sorry, let's do this again. Sorry. Let's count by 2s with our dashes. Instead of 1s, because I've got a big number for 2 and 3. So let's go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Hopefully that'll take care of us. So 0 to 1 was 6, so we'll go here. 2 to 3 would be what, 7 plus 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And 4 to 5 was just 3. That's halfway between the 2 and the 4. And there's my histogram. Okay, good luck.